Hi everyone, Rachel Jensen here, broker owner of Luna Realty Belize on the beautiful island of Ambergris Key. We are in the inbox series. This is when we answer questions that have been asked by folks like you about the real estate market here in Belize. So with that, we are going to get right into the question here that was asked by Mickey. And he said, I am new to investing. What is land banking? Great question, Mickey. This is something that you'll hear about quite a bit, not just here in Belize, but generally when it comes to real estate investing. Think of it as a buy and hold method. So you're buying land with the intention of it appreciating, and then over time you'll sell it for, ideally, not good, more than you purchased it for. And we've seen that this is a popular way for people to invest here in Belize because the ongoing costs are really so minimal. Property taxes here, I'm going to just give you a total estimate for a 1/10, 1/4 acre of a parcel is about $45 a year. I think the most expensive property tax I've seen is for a 3-bedroom luxury condo, and it was about $600 US for the year. So it really tends to be a minimal expense when you're thinking about your overall expenses for holding on to that property. And so we've seen land banking be quite successful for people who are looking to hold on to land for a certain period of time. Typically, the longer you're able to hold it, the more appreciation that gets built into the price when it is at you're ready to list, at the time you're ready to list it. So for example, here on the island, we've just seen a huge growth in popularity on Ambergris Key specifically. And we know here in Belize, it's a small country about the size of Massachusetts. On the islands, land is, of course, finite. Land all around the world is finite. But on the island, we have just such a limited number of beachfront lots or water view lots. And so what we tend to see is people who are looking at a couple of different strategies. One, they're looking at the waterfront land in properties that may not necessarily be developed, or they're looking, then that's typically for people who have a longer range of time. If they're looking for the properties in areas that aren't as developed, if they're looking in areas that are closer to the path of progress, typically you'll pay a little bit more for it. But then if your goal is to unload the property sooner rather than later, you want to be in the areas that are a little bit closer to the path of progress versus properties that, are that don't have access at this point. So it's actually not uncommon for people to pick up land here where there is no access or no utilities at this point. Or when I say no access, maybe there's no road there, you can only access it by boat, or you just access it by drone footage, right? Seeing where that parcel is. So that's not uncommon, especially if you have a little bit of time to wait. Typically, we'd say the average investor is land banking from anywhere between 2 to 10, 15 years here. It really just depends on your ultimate goal. That we stumbled in our office here, we stumbled upon a real estate company link that was from 2007. They no longer exist, but they were advertising property in the Secret Beach area it was about $60,000 US for a beachfront parcel. And I know a beachfront parcel was just listed for $1.1 million there in the Secret Beach area. It's in a prime location, of course. There's access. It's in between the popular restaurant bar area. So there's certainly some value to it. But, think about if you were that original investor who in 2007 said, all right, I'm going to hold on to this property for 15 years and see how well you could have done. Obviously, we can't predict the future. I can't guarantee what numbers are going to look like, but this is a popular strategy for people who want to get their feet wet in the industry. Also, maybe you don't want to deal with any tenants or renters or replacing air conditioning or anything along those lines when it comes to your investments. And so land banking would be a popular way to do that. There's some great opportunities on the market right now. We'd be happy to share those with you. Feel free to reach out to us, info@lunarealtybelize.com. info@lunarealtybelize.com. We'll get those details over to you. Also, if you're exploring the real estate world, we love when folks are educated about the industry here in Belize. It is fairly different than it is from the United States or your home country. So make sure you're doing all your homework. And I would highly recommend requesting the 12 must-know facts before you buy real estate in Belize. We'll send you a digital copy. Just shoot us an email and we will get those details to you. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. We look forward to seeing you next week and hopefully on the island sometime soon. Bye-bye.